A huge shout out to the overthinkers. An overthinker. He watches the show.
To the overthinkers. Shout out my friend too.
All of my faith to this is yeah. Thank you, overthinkers.
Keep inspiring the next generation.
Shout out to the overthinkers. Tando Pela. Much love.
To my overthinkers, mamelo as overthinking is
I'm stealing that. I've stolen that one.
I recall shorty. As overthinking is our overachiever. Welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. My name is mokwena. I'm your host, and this show is on every Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. Apologies for yesterday. We're cooking. Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. If you want to watch any of the previous episodes back, they are available in full on YouTube, where you'll be able to watch and see exactly what we were talking about. The show is very interactive. So that means you can jump in and have a conversation with me via TikTok. So if you want to add your voice to the show, you have to join me live right now on TikTok, and then we can have a conversation about whatever it is that we're going to be speaking about today. Please, guys, kupari gift man, kupari like, kupa man, kupa something, man. Just tap the screen, tap the screen. Okay, so today is a very important day. It's Thursday. We don't have a show on Friday, so that means that we're going to be speaking about the Soweto Derby. The Soweto Derby is what's top of mind in today's show. But I still have other things that I'd like to touch on before we get into all of that. So while you guys get situated, I just want to run through what we're going to do today. So first things first, the first segment, the first 30 minutes is going to be about two topics that I want to hear whether you guys agree or disagree with. Then we're going to go into your transfers. Tell me how you feel about your team's transfers went. We're going to do that from 7:30 to 8 o'clock. Then at 8 o'clock, we're going to start the derby discussions, where we're going to speak about the game, what's going to happen coming up, who we're looking out for, all of that stuff. I'll let you guys have your say on all of that. And then at the end, last, let's say 15 minutes, I would like everybody to give me their combined 11. I might be embarrassing myself here as a Chiefs fan, but I'd like your combined 11 so you guys can tell me exactly who fits where and whatever. But we're going to start it over here, guys. We're going to start it over here. Agree or disagree? You know how it goes. I'm going to let people in. I'm going to give you some time. You're going to plead your case. The first one is going to be about Oswin Appelis. Oswin Appelis, obviously, there's been a lot of talk about him leaving. Apparently, Sundowns put in a bid in September, and then Chiefs came back, and then this one did this, and then that one did this, and Pirates. And apparently in September, phones were not answered there at Polokwane. People are calling in and phones were not answered. And then this time around, apparently Kaizer Chiefs put in a 9 million rand offer, well below what was rumored. Well below what was rumored to be the price. And apparently, again, there was no answer. Coach Pitso Mosimane was quick to say, guys, we're not selling. So I want to hear from you guys. Was Polokwane right to keep Oswin Appelis, or do you feel as though they needed, man, to let him spread his wings and go to another team in order for him to play? Guys, remember, please be quick on this one. This is the opener. It's the opener, guys. Let's go ahead and check out Pitso, man. The Pitso one. This is an opener. I'm going to let 3 people in for this one. I'm going to let 3 people in for the next one. Then we're going to go into how everybody felt about their transfer window. Bongs, welcome to the show, man.
Yes, OT.
How are you, my brother?
No, I'm super fine.
Tell me, kuka team how it's a ebata also in Appelis. How do you feel about what happened? He stayed at Polokwane.
Bana ba re batla ntho e thata street. Enka se kgoneng go e bua on the show.
So what do you say? Yeah.
I'm not happy with no Udu to Polokwane City because now he limited talent they are high because how to perform very well go Polokwane City because over to move to another club. Gavin take prefer if I tell Rona or I Pirates. I didn't mind Anankaya le Pirates. It was still okay as long as I create club Yabatang However and I perform very well.
Mara does Polokwane owe to him? I mean, Polokwane, they also want to grow. They also want to do well. Surely they can't be selling every time. And sometimes, man, sonto blele player or hey, unale contract le role.
In as much as I contract Lebon, is he gonna perform very well since Bonaba Modina had the opportunities?
Does he have a choice? If he doesn't perform, he loses Bafana. Pirates, Sundowns, Chiefs doesn't come back next year. Next window.
Hell, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for him. He has to perform. But now, will he perform in a level where Polokwane City want him to perform in?
Does Polokwane City owe it to the league? Does Polokwane City owe it to the league to give players to other teams?
They really don't, because Levo never bata who compete. They just want to be like Chiefs, Pirates, and Sundowns to compete, but win some trophies, Levo. But how can they do that if Badula register the players? Look at Bloemfontein Celtics. It used to sell all their players. Womato, Baba Tamisa, Baba Isabo Chiefs, Horegisha, players like Bo Ne Womayama to Sundowns. They had this other guy, Bariki Kimankana. The other one who was playing at Celtics, I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Think about
Manyambe.
Okay, Manyambela. Okay.
Manyambe. Olabaya Pirates. They kept on selling. Both Free State Stars sold Bo Shabalala, Bo Tula season Buya. And now look where they are right now.
Polokwane City is currently third. Polokwane City is in a CAF confed spot right now. Chiefs is number 5, if I'm not mistaken. Would it still be better for him to go to Chiefs?
I think it's better to go to Chiefs because Chiefs ebata hutela back to where they were at first. Because now
Polokwane City is there right now.
The Chiefs ebata hola and the Chiefs is better in terms of money wise. Ota thola tjhelete ngata more than ato thola ale Polokwane City.
Okay. Then let me just see. Okay, last question. Does Polokwane City owe it to Apolis to build around him? That means buying players and doing all that stuff. Do they owe it to him since Kimoba Muplokil?
They do owe it to him about build a club because I can see Duli Ibe and Afela Moteba Dulamba Tepiloyen. Because the team also has to grow. There's progress. They can't just say that they are just fighting for number 3. They should be now trying to fight for a title or something else, or maybe a CAF spot, or maybe to perform better, go carefully.
Okay. For time, let me go to, let me bring in Kuma. Kuma, welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh, wow, you sharp one.
Aman keminati Kuma bare likokotile. Pirates ya kokota, Chiefs ya kokota. How do you feel about Polokwane City keeping Apolis? Do you agree or disagree with it?
Oh, it's their prerogative. Where one, the feelings society is their player, they pay a salary, they've got a contract that both of them have to honor. On Kalohang, I get it if this guy, Mara, Polokwane City ambitious. It really is. It really is. So I'm curious to know what the reason was for them denying Pirates and Sundowns, so like a movie our police. Because clearly Augustine that can't claim where we can sell to our rivals. One, we are not. The rivals of Polokwane City. That can't claim where we wanna win the league. Come on. And let's be honest, this guy hot and cold, he's not always consistent. Although he's their most important player, but we're not talking about like a Mo Salah, for instance, and that reason you can't say you want to play CAF. No, you won't even qualify for CAF. Yes, on number 3, Mararaid was going to happen after 20 games for Kalahanga. Polokwane City, Hopola fella when they play against Sundowns or when they play against your city. No one watches Polokwane City games. So if Apolis Muritza play for the badge in 2005. Then I get play with if I personally think team, I get one, we don't know what happened. Team, although is there right, it hinders on this guy's progression because we know where our players hardly going to Europe. Ne? So if he was a Sundowns player, especially at a marquee signing, like over exposed to a lot of talented a lot of clubs that go Europe, you know, like Club World Cup. That's one thing. Or if not, even have Belomo CAF exposure as opposed to Polokwane City.
Marakumo, to be fair, Kanisa Mayo's playing in Algeria now. Mokwena's playing in Tunisia for ES Tunis, straight from Skukune. Mayo from Cape Town City. Surely Polokwane can make something happen, man.
Mutisa bareke mango wa dalla ngo bareke ngo Tanzania. Umutu hala bokae o hodile ning.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think their leagues because of CAF they can pay, they can make Sundowns to Chiefs le Pirates? I'm honest, fine. I understand how you would go there if you want to pay CAF experience, but it's not nice. It's not nice. It's all not like a lifestyle aspect. Even the money, I don't think Bakria that much money is like in the back of South Africa. So if I get okay, fine. If you look at the leagues, according to the rankings, we are ranked in the top 5, ne?
Okay.
Number 5, 7, somewhere there, ne? But if we are being fair, we know we should have been number 1. If
Commercially.
we are being honest.
Commercially.
Yeah. In every aspect, the brand organization, no scaro commercially fair. We are actually number 1. We have won. Sharp, I grab like pirate consistent. That's why it's number 1. So, Mari, if we are being fair, and what does this say? Allegedly, it's my opinion piece, I guess.
Yours.
But no, let's go back to, actually, it's a fact. But I consistent, okay, and I get a champions to commercial league after CAF. Why is it thing? I get, confederations. My point go if people, our stars, are moving away from the PSL, go Liga, go Egypt, go Tanzania. What does that say about our PSL if we claim to be the best? It should be the other way around. The teams, players should actually be fighting to come and play in South Africa. So I agree. If it makes sense for No,
I wanted to ask you, as my last question, Kuma, I know that Manu will petty sometimes. If you are Apolis in this situation, how would you handle it? Maybe let's assume he wanted to go and they blocked him now twice. How do you handle the situation?
Paragera Sundowns, get the Instagram stories, see, you post the Sundowns badge, get the gaming the Sundowns, get for the yellow card, or frustrate our barnets, a mayam, like a two run down a flopo. I get about one sitore if you go on your team. I would say, oh, let me high over among Serino.
Yeah.
One good like it.
Yeah.
Kam komulungi se lengatenye right diabere ka wa tlhalohanya. And I mean, like, if a player is not happy, the risk ya hore a ke lena na le right or na go tsamaya, so he can run out the contract in the end. So you're gonna risk polokano tlo nna ngamo yona. And I'm telling you, wabona, or if kenya go nna really petty ne besides that's being messy, okay, if kenya go nna really petty go dlala pila for get next like we need the players play. I get swing player of the season.
Yeah.
Not players play. Then have a no Rauregi Sagarne, can you salam and gas in a contract. Buy it, yeah. Give Twinga Yira Pila yo.
For time, come on, for time. For time, I'm gonna jump in. Let me bring in Autumn Too Hot, a Polokwane City fan. Autumn Too Hot, welcome. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
No, I'm good. Hey, Polokwane City, man, represent.
Rise and shine, man. Rise and shine.
What do you think about this situation, man? Was your team right to keep Ozonapolis?
I mean, I think we were right in a situation whereas we do need him this season. We need him more than ever, even though he isn't consistent. We do lack that depth and quality, but we look up to him. He is that star that we need in our team. And I mean, you look at the money that is being offered to us, anyone would take it, right? Anyone would take it for an inconsistent player. But if you look at Polokwane City's situation, we haven't been this high up in the league in how many years now? So I think it's valid that we do keep him and see where it goes until the end of the season.
So then tell me, but can I argue that your team is not doing right by him? I mean, we've spoken about him not going. Mara, in terms of incoming Polokwane to strengthen around him, is the team doing enough, man, to at least justify doing that? Or is it going to be a situation where, man, there's a lone star who's struggling or who's holding the team on his back and, hey, there's no help? But Matuludi are here and there. Well, Matuludi is injured now, but, you know?
I mean, I do get what you're saying. It's about having quality around the quality player. I do get you. But it's not that we owe it to him. I think it's more that what he wants. I think it's about what he decides. Because who's saying that he doesn't want to stay? I mean, who's the one to say that he wants to leave? What if he is happy where he is right now? What if he has the ambition to see where he can carry this team? And I think that's where his mindset is to exactly finish this desire of taking Polokwane City up. I mean, he's the man to do it.
Can I ask you a side question? How do you feel about your coach?
Pitso Mosimane. We haven't had a coach like that in a while. I do think the way he approaches each game, I mean, it's more counter-attacking rather than possession style like Sundowns, your dominant teams. And it does work in certain games. And unfortunately, we don't have the quality players like that he demands to play that dominant style of play. So, and I think he does have a good connection with his players. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I just think he needs to really keep up with his style of play, his counter-attacking play. It can work. It can work for the rest of the season. I hope so. Just depends on our luck and our determination, really.
I hope so. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you trust him with big money signings? So would you trust Pitso Mosimane with, I don't know, 60 million to go get players? There we go.
I mean, look. I would trust him to sign big players, but do big players want to come to us? That is a huge no. That is a huge no. No one wants to come to Polokwane City, right? But it's up to him to raise up these small players and turn them into stars, like how he did with the police, like how he did with Matuludi. So, look, it's not about the paycheck, it's about the coach, what he is doing with his quality, or his players, should I say.
Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Guys, remember, thank you, Autumn to Heart, and thank you to everybody that jumped in. I had to bring Autumn in because he's a Polokwane City fan, and we don't, hey guys, let's see what Chiefs, Sundowns, Pirates. Okay, for me, before we move on to the next one, for me, honestly speaking, guys, no one owes anyone anything, guys. No one owes anyone anything. No one needs to take your call. No one needs to bring you in. No one needs to pay the price. They don't even, you could come with 25 million, and it's up to the team and the people who have the contract in hand to say whether they're going to do it or not. I think there's an entitlement issue in South Africa, especially from the bigger teams, in terms of coming in and putting money down. I am happy that Polokwane City has done this. I'm happy that they've said no. Asi lapo. We're not going to let him go. We're going to fight or whatever, or we're not going to answer phone calls or whatever. What I challenge Polokwane City to do is you can't just hold him ransom for no reason without building around him and bringing people that can actually take that team forward around him too. Or else it's going to be a situation where I am a star of a team that is not necessarily doing anything, and then it becomes a shock. But anyway, please, guys, follow if you have not followed. We're starting off with some quick bites, 2 quick bites. We're going to go into how you guys feel about your transfer window, and then we're going to end off the last hour of the show speaking about the derby. Malume Khutso.
Mr. Uthi kunjani?
Hayi ngimnandi man Malume Khutso.
Untimata waya police.
We're not doing the Pitso thing today. Malume Khutso, tell me. The draw happened. You saw we are with Egypt, we are with Angola, and I forget what's the third team. I'm forgetting the third team, but we've got our draw. Zim, yes. We've got our draw. There's people saying that, we're not going to be... Yeah, but guys, Motaung. There's people saying that Bafana Bafana won't be able to repeat what they did. How do you feel about this question? Bafana Bafana can win the AFCON. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Look, I think we can win it, Mr. Uti, right? There is that... I cannot believe which Bafana made it that far, especially with the football and still not understanding your approach by Hugo Bros. But in the same breath, I could say ever since we came back from the AFCON, people are like, no, we only did as well because there was a prize package, basically, when you listen to people speaking an unknown entity of some sort. Yeah. But ever since we came back from that AFCON, we still haven't lost a game. It says even after the bronze medal, we have still been able to maintain the gameplay and still been able to beat teams. I think it's a point that Hugo Bros can point to and say, guys, just because you don't understand it, it doesn't mean, or you think it's scrappy, it doesn't mean people have figured it out. I'm still cruising. And I think we even introducing new players and iskola and siyakhuphuka manje saphelile kubo 1. I think Shama 3, Shama 2. Our home game, we're rocking teams hard. Away games, we're still winning namanje. The worst thing that happened to us, that's the only shock result which we drew. You understand that, Mr. Uti. But when you look at performance after AFCON, for me, it suggests that we can march on forward. Yes, there is an issue. Mamelodi Sundowns, but I think it will soon be fixed. But letting what I'm seeing at the players of Sundowns, which is something the previous guy alluded to regarding Polokwane City, respect our coach. I think the respect it plays a huge role, and the respect they have for Hugo Bros is unquestionable. And yes, I am a Pirates fan, but this is not Pirates motivated. I will say what gives us a proper cushion is that Osipo Chaine might not be as good as Ronwen, but the fact that he depicts a Ronwen in terms of aura, in terms of style of play, helps the national team a lot. Should Ronwen go into a dip, what comes in will not be too different. You understand? Might not be a Ballon d'Or quality for now, but it can sustain the style of play. It can sustain the composure that Ronwen brings. Because, China has serious composure, Mr. Uti. I'll tell you for free. Abantu banokumthethisa eOrlando ukuthi khabibola man. Angazi ukuthi udla bayibitsa ngama-codini or in avelame nje abheka i-crowd slow with the ball ukuthi inithini wani ngirasela. And people are making noise, Mr. Uti, with China release the ball, and China is just chilled. Is making a run, China is just chilled. So that composure, Mr. Uti, I think will come in handy for Bafana Bafana.
I want to ask you 2 questions. Number one, is it an advantage if we are underestimated going into this, even at home? Because the underdog tag, quote unquote, has fit very well, especially when people don't believe. Maybe it lessens pressure, number one. And then number 2, Pirates is playing CAF games. Pirates has an almost completely South African starting lineup outside of, let's say, Dion Hoto. Does that help, knowing that now Pirates will also have some African experience, and maybe Hugo can lean on them similar to how he did with Sundowns?
Yeah, I beg to differ that he leaned on Sundowns. But
I'm just saying, perception.
But it somehow does help with you are an unknown entity, but with the style of play, Saga Hugo Bros, and I will compare him to kana ke mang mo said Zimbabwe, kana ke mang coach Ribeiro. Yeah, I will compare him to Ribeiro, which he knows he knows how to play against smaller teams and how to play against big teams. You understand? And his tactics. I mean, Jose can play against Imakesi, grind out the result, play against Al Ahly and still grind out a result, which same goes for Hugo Bros. Whether you're Mhlonipa or Mhlonipi, you put Zimbabwe, you can beat Zimbabwe 3. And then you put a bigger country like Morocco, he can still beat Morocco 2. You understand? So for him, I don't think he relies on being known or unknown. I think he is the star of his show, which brings me to your second question to say Pirates playing ICAF. I think it does help him with some points where he's uncomfortable to say, I'm not sure about this specific player. Make him bigger under the microscope. It does help with that to say he can actually play against certain types of opponents. But I think Hugo Bros is the star of that team, and he can determine whether udlala CAF, whether udlala Polokwane City. People say you are inconsistent even though you are the best player. Hugo Bros, whether udlala Pirates, udlala once a year or once a month like Mahopa, he is able to assess a player properly. So I think we're good in that regard.
For time's sake, I'm going to jump in. Let me bring in DJ Nas. DJ Nas, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, Oti, what's up, bro?
Man. Hey, I mean, I'm good. Tell me, what do you feel about this? Can Bafana Bafana win AFCON?
Most definitely, without a doubt.
You gotta give me more.
Look at things
Yeah.
now. Vert is doing well. Is doing well.
Yo, wait. I think there's a bit of a network issue there. DJ Nuts, I'm gonna cut you for now. Request again, and let's see what can happen because I think network is just killing you there a bit. Let me go to Khatiso. Khatiso, welcome to the show. How are you?
OG.
Dinsa.
Long time, man, long time.
Kero I man, but it's fine.
Nah, kisuka ke kena na feta ke kena kisuka ke ba late ke zama o a itse ke request ke a ema ke be ke ngale ke rai so ke ba careful da di life di kena ke vele ke ka se ke tsana nako a se ke latela nako no.
As long as we live mona na ke shapo man mplele ka taba yena Bafana Bafana, can it win AFCON?
I 100% confidence and tell you Guti we can win it.
Yeah.
And this time make it the level of Bafana Bafana now and going forward and future players that we're going to call, it's high. Now, last AFCON, most players that we chose Neleba Sundowns, majority players we have. And Sundowns was playing what? CAF Champions League. You understand?
Yeah.
Now you see Orlando Pirates now is in a CAF Champions League. And again, is competing at the Champions League. They played against big teams. They beat Al Ahly, and they were in a tougher group.
Yeah.
So now the level is increasing. You see Stellenbosch now, abo Pasadini, abo Nduli, abo these players that are calling Stellenbosch, and now Badlalani CAF Confederation. Let's say Kaizer Chiefs now is into the party. Should we propose also are confused when he calls Lentole squad this time.
Okay.
And Lentole Trini, so also are confused. Why I'm saying there are so many players that are rising now. It's hard now to call Abo Pesitao. As you sing Abo Motaung CAF, as you sing Abo Vilakazi, as you sing Abo Mtutuzi Lentwana Leoban Mtu was a Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah.
As you sing Motaung CAF, you understand there are so many youngsters that are coming. And if they can adjust to the style of play, then let's say, let me make an example. Let's say Sundowns win the league, then Pirates win the Champions League, then they become number 2, then number 3 maybe Chiefs. Then number 4 is Stellenbosch. Uyabona ukuthi it's going to be tough ukuthi choose. So nale squad less is qualify ku AFCON less nesidlala kuma group stages. You might see less that they cannot come go AFCON. It might happen. Babang baskadala AFCON. Le yena taba police even say it might happen as kadala AFCON if Polokwane City is not doing well because competition now it's high. You get my point. Young players are very coming and they're coming on the party. So it's going to be tough. And at this time, Lezongenayo, Upopus, the way things that he has done, and if invest again in other young players that are coming and who are playing Champions League, Abo Nkota, Abo Mfukengi, you understand? All those type of khoza. Those people like 100%, as much as they perform in this highest level with Champions League.
Yeah.
The high chances of they are very high because they playing CAF ngibonile kahle nge-Sundowns last season ukuthi playing Champions League is very important. Look at the players that nebadlala ku AFCON last year.
Yeah.
You understand? It's almost 9 if I'm not mistaken or 8 or 12 that they've chosen from Mamelodi Sundowns. So now Orlando Pirates is coming in a party. They're coming in a party foot as a Champions League. So it shows good to Bruzunama options. It can happen with maybe nine players our tate go Sundowns. Another maybe Pirates tate maybe 6 or 7. Then we could choose 2.
For the last minute here. Does he cut now and then say I'm bringing in all the new players now and then we're going to see Masya I'll teach them how to play up until December, or does he continue with the guys that have been playing with him and then maybe Abo and Pambili from now until December? It's a long time.
It's a long time, yeah, and for now maybe he can choose but changes is going to be there a bit, not that cool. You understand? Okay. Why I'm saying that? Because of you cannot, like, let me make an example. Even Sunkota is not there, but as he play on Aishia, because he's playing now in the highest level. You understand? And it's highest level. I'm saying Iliki, now Champions League, he's playing there. And Mfukeng, yes, I these days, but now it's a time. I feel like it's a time now. Mfukeng over a police. Because of why I'm saying that. A police, if you can check, yes, we are Bafana Bafana, but look at Kupulukani City, my stats work. He scored only, I think, 1 goal and 1 assist in all competition. So that's very poor. And I hope Mfukeng how many goals already? 8 goals in all competition, then 6 assists. So I want to see the boy is playing in a high level, and it's high level in Kulmela and league, both the league, the Champions League. So now, before as a good match, we go into the match and it's going to be tough. I choose I'm option. Option, man. You'll think twice, even to choose the squad.
For time's sake, let me jump in. Let me see if DJ Nuts, are you with me? Hey, network. Okay, Kubega, well, you were saying that.
Now look, Oti, you must understand the Hugo Bros on a consistent. So consistent is very important. So he's not going to change a lot of things in Bafana Bafana. Because if you look at the past AFCON, the way Bafana Bafana played, actually we're all pleased, even though we are being knocked in the last stages, but that was a sign that we can still do well. So I don't see him changing a lot. I hear guys saying that he's going to put on these young boys, but I don't think so. I think he's going to rely on the squad that he has. Because if you look at Hugo Bros, this guy, Moby, some other people, they question him, why is he bringing this guy? But there's a lot that he sees in this guy that us we don't see. Yeah. So based on Bafana Bafana, they're gonna do very well because I think Madala has got a very good consistent. Because to build a team like Bafana Bafana, it's not like Pirates or Sundowns, whereby you choose pertaining the form of the player. But as well, he choose because of the gelling of the players. You can see that even if he select his squad, he doesn't just select because of your own form on your team. He select because of how do you play in the international level. So as well, pertaining to how Paris is playing and Sundowns is playing on the Champions League, it's also count that in order to balance it, you need to take the guys that are playing on the highest levels. So I don't see him dropping Apollos a lot, to say the truth, because Apollos, when it comes to Bafana Bafana, he helps Bafana Bafana a lot. So we're not going to look at how do you help your club, but he's going to look at that how do you play on the international level when it comes to Bafana Bafana, because he's been there, he has done that. So I don't see him dropping him from Fuken. Fuken is going to play, but normally he's going to come as a substitute. So I don't see, and Bafana Bafana is going to do well. If ever we're not going to win it, but final, semi-final day, we're going to be there.
How do you feel about, is it an advantage that people are underestimating still, even South Africans, we are underestimating this Bafana Bafana team? Do you think that they would do well under pressure for the last minute?
With the past AFCON, they managed to do well, even though people were undermining them. And that was a sign. Even now, if Bafana Bafana is playing, if you go and watch that game that we played in Cape Town, if you see how packed was the stadium, they believe, even though there are certain people still don't believe in Bafana Bafana, but look, most of South Africa, we believe a lot in them now. If they say there's a game now in Orlando, you see how much Orlando is going to be packed. If they say there's a game in FNB, you see how FNB is going to be packed, because that spirit of Bafana Bafana is back. People, they believe. So that little belief that they got from certain people is going to push them very high. I don't see them doubting themselves. I don't see them thinking that they can't do well. I see them pushing to say that we can do this, we can win it. As much as Sundowns has won it, Champions League, we can still do it with Bafana Bafana and go win AFCON, because it's only us to push the guys and believe to say, hey, you guys can do it. You guys are playing in the highest level, like the likes of Kulisom Dao, Paris.
For time, I'm going to jump in. DJ Nuts. I need to keep it moving. Thank you so much to everybody that was able to jump in. Mine is simple, guys. I'm old enough to remember not trusting Hugo Bruce and watching him win. So now I trust him. I don't have to understand. I don't have to know what he's doing. I don't have to get any of the stuff, the tactics, the what. He just seems to understand the tournament. So I'm going to give him all the benefits of the doubt and say, you understand it. So I am not going to stand in your way anymore. Every time we fight that man, he wins. So I don't want to fight anymore. Bafana Bafana is going to go to AFCON and do very well. And we're not gonna know, guys. He won it with Cameroon. We're not gonna know. We're gonna complain. We're gonna watch AFCON and complain. We're gonna say, hey, they're doing this. Hey, where's Makupa there? Hey, what? Chigi. However, Rebonani semi-final. Okay, guys. Next topic. I think this one's gonna be open. I'm gonna go until 8 o'clock. I want everybody to just jump in. Give me your thoughts about your team's transfer window. I'll give everybody a minute or 2 minutes. Let me be fair. 2 minutes to just tell me a little bit about what you feel about the transfer window that your team has had. If they could have done better, if there are deals they left on the table, how do you feel about it? So I'll just scroll through everyone. We are still going to speak about the derby in the final hour. But I just want to hear your thoughts about the transfer window since we didn't have proper time to look at it properly. So let me see who's here. And I'm just gonna roll. No timer, but I will be timing you. Just know that. Cecil, welcome to the show. How are you?
Sure, Mr. OT.
Cecil, firstly, you must just state what team you support and how do you feel about the transfer window, or maybe how do you feel about the transfer window in general?
Nglikhosi, Mr. OT.
Nglikhosi team.
Hey, I will inzima cool, but I think I'm very impressed and also not surprised because the the words have been there with this signing Gatabotsele, so I'm very happy with that one. I think that's a very good addition actually that we've been actually asking for. Yabo. Le ngekho sure ngayo wena Mr. Uthi lena yokuthi sithathe umuntu ofana njengo Morris man. Angeke sithathe umuntu njengo Morris Mr. Uthi ne. Ku supersport ofaka amabhola ngekhanda.
Yeah.
Sicosheni Nukovic siyakhula masikhuluma kanjalo. Siyakhula sithathe iplayer ehlala ebenchini kusikhukhuni siyakhula. You know, but again mina from my perspective ngizophinda ngisho ngithi I'm not sure about that one. Morris, happy utawocele. Let's give Morris a chance. Let's see. Maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe that's the coach he needed, you know, to take him and be well known, you know. Those are my two, I would say my only. Yeah.
How do you feel about the signings as a whole, the squad as a whole, Pella? These signings, yes, they were adding on. Mara, we made a whole bunch of signings, man. September, sa. Pagabo Michele, sa pagabo Totli, sa pagabo Cross, sa pagabo Serino. Pella, we basically got a new team. How do you feel about the squad?
Mr. Uchi. I mean, still, angaboni that much. I haven't seen that much. I mean, I can give compliments to Miguel, maybe there and there, you know. I haven't seen that much, Mr. Uchi. What has changed the Palin? Kuchinche in the Palin. Nipali afana mos. We went back to with the goalkeeping, you tell me we signed Ndwari, okay? He's sitting on the bench now. What is he giving us? He gave us, I think, 5 games or so. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, loses or what. So I don't see that much that has been done. You look at Bongani Sam going out on loan already.
Okay.
Yeah, so into lapho Mr. Oti, but you have to compliment players like Miguel and a few other players we can give them, but no, they can do better. Nation.
Let me jump in and bring in Ukoke. Koke, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hola, Mr. Oti, ushaput.
Man, Gimnandi, man. Firstly, tell me what team you support and then tell me what you feel about this transfer window.
Yeah, mina ngitawana nge-Sundowns mina mfethu.
Hayi, nimpotile futhi.
Hayi, kwi-Sundowns thina si-happy. Ayikho into esikhala ngayo kahle ngaphandle kokuthi sithi amanye ama-player I think nathi sayibona ukuthi ucoach lento sizwa ama-rumors ukuthi ufuna ukubolekisana ngabanye. Hayi ingathi vele into right ukuthi khona abanye emele abolekisane ngabo.
So then how do you feel about your entire squad? Because bahambile bonku ngenabo Jayden Adams. I know there's a deadline signing, man. Yes, South America. How do you feel about your team as a whole going forward, and how do you think your coach will work with that team?
My team as a whole, Mr. Utang Chelamanga, we have everything. If whatever type of style coach afuna ukusidlala, there's a player to do that at Sundowns. There's nothing ukuthi coach angathi I'm lacking players. Except ngathi maybe labo kudala bakhona ngifuna ukuba release, but laba bakhona I'm sure he can come up in a squad and then from there angasigna ke whoever kacanga ukuthi ufuna ukumeda. But overall squad se Sundowns si healthy, si fit, and even ala majida la ngeza awahambise ngikhuluma kanje because ngisupporta, but masingathi sikhuluma ibhola kahle la majida mawangaphula up amasocks wabo kahle adlala ibhola azimisele. Ngizokwenza example, I'll give you an example. The guy uMatlu uhlale naye ngadlala ibhola, but look at the impact akabe nayo makabuya, you know. That's what I'm talking about, pull up in your socks. Yes, awudlala ngesikhathi eside, yes awudlala wonke ama game, but mawungenile ube na that power impact egamini. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm sure ukuthi nabo bangabuyela kwi line up or kwenzakala ama rotation. It will put the coach under pressure. I think coach we Sundowns ilento lesithi good stress.
Okay.
Yeah,
champagne problems. Mina ngithi ama champagne problems.
Yeah.
No, okay. Let me jump in and bring in agent. My brother.
Mr. Oti.
Yes.
Mr. Oti. Yeah, ngimele ukuthi uqede ungibuza ama question. Kunento engifuna ukuyikhuluma eyi1. I like to say shout out to uput agent, uput abuti Khujo nabanye, those guys that are always on our platforms to come and support us. Guys, ngiyabonga nabo bongane, always sibongani lana. Ngiyabonga guys, keep on pushing. Siyabonga share bola la South Africa. Danko.
Let's go for it, my brother. Let me bring you to agent, my brother.
Hi, shalom, hey.
Hey, Al-Khaim shalom, man.
I'm used to getting insults, so I don't know if I should be happy that I'm getting a compliment.
Well, at least we know you're Dawana. How do you feel?
First things first, eh? Now that the compliment feeling is gone. South Africans, okay, let me reduce it. Are Sundowns fans, or let me reduce, are some Sundowns fans inherently stupid or inherently racist?
The violence came so quickly.
No, because I'm asking a simple question. Is it because it can't be anything. It's either we're inherently stupid or inherently racist. I love the signings, but it's the reaction thereof that I'm not happy with. We are being called Americans FC.
South American Syndicate.
South Americans FC. What syndicate? Cocaine, drug lords, what? And I'm on some, but if I look at it, first things first, this guy is white. He's not South American. So why is he bringing South Americans instead of white people? That's why I'm asking, is it stupidity or what? But even if it's racism and he wants white people and South Americans, even though they're not white, but anyways, why is he bringing more colors? Because I think they've sent more colors than South Americans. 7-4, if I'm not mistaken. So is the next thing we're going to be called? Are we going to be called what drag? Maybe the common thread is drags, but anyway, but are we going to be called Colors FC next? You know. So for me, whether you can disagree with the personnel that is bringing, but not the nationality, not the race, you know, because at the end of the day is a case of I just want to improve Sundowns.
Okay.
You can question the signings, not the nationality. That's all I have to say about the Sundowns. But otherwise, I think Sundowns fans are happy. Those which are not inherently either or. Yeah.
The violence, I don't even know that. The violence came quick. Guys, please chat us scream. The South American Syndicate, man. Butlali, welcome to the show. How are you?
OT.
Tell me about the transfer window. Are you happy? No, I can hear you. I've got you.
Okay, there's a bit of a delay, but OT, me, I'm happy with one signing. OT, I'm happy with Thabo Qhele. I'm a Kosi fan, by the way. I'm happy with Thabo Qhele because of the profile of player. If you look at our current sixes, we have Umar, no Ubanlo, Umthetho, right? They are similar type of players. They are very good in winning the ball. They can win the ball. They are very good in winning the ball. But the problem comes now when you have to play that line, that pass that breaks lines, or when you have to now progress the ball. Yeah. When you have to play that ball that breaks lines, or when you have to progress the ball, that's where we have a really good problem now. When you look at Thabo Qhele, right? You know that's a player that can win you the ball to do the job of Mthetho and Mart, and also progress the ball because you know he has that dribbling acumen, right? And progress the ball and progress with the lines and you know really get the ball into the final third, and we can create chances that way instead of if we're not getting past the second line of defense or the first line of defense, we route to a long ball. Coming to the other two signings, OT, you remember when we were speaking about the Ahly slot and the signing things, and you also said it on your podcast that you uploaded today. I don't think they did the work on I won't speak about Lil because we all don't know him. I will speak about Morris. They didn't do the work because OT, I watched the PSL and I watched a super, and I've watched a couple of super sport games, and this guy, I won't say he has been horrible, but the amount of chances he's missed are you know amazing to me because we are releasing a player, so releasing a problem and bringing in another problem, which is a player that misses chances. We release Saile, he has missed a lot of chances, and we bring in Tasrik Morris, who's also gonna miss a lot of chances. Look, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong. I hope he comes in and scores our next 5-6 goals. I hope.
Okay.
But from what I've seen, I haven't I don't think they've profiled him right, and also I don't think he should. I don't know what he did. I heard Linda saying this. I don't know what he did to play for Chiefs. Those are my thoughts.
Okay, now for time, let me bring you Prati.
Tizo.
Sintang Prati man.
Mamedi ka mo paneleng ka le dumedisa le ba ba reditseng. Bra Oti.
Ikwetswe window, bakwetswe window, bakwetswe nyako. Le dikhethi. O ibona jwang?
Ga ke a khotsofala bra Oti, ga ke a khotsofala. Di-player tse tiri tse di signing di a go thusa Chiefs kae cause at least re tlhoka di-player tse di ma 6 bo 7 kwa gore no yana go ka se change selo bra Oti. But re ke happy ka signing ya ga Thabokele ke happy ka yone but ya ga Morris na questionable for me. Morris go bua nnete I ke nagana gore ke striker se re se tlhokang but ke lena ke bua ya ka motho o ntse a fetsa go tswa no ke tshepa gore o tla go prove wrong, maybe a tla re korela di goals but Morris a ke tsebe gore ba bone because of question e ke e botsang ke gore go super sport ko ona le goal tse ikae na ebile Morris o bua nnete bile ntse ke sa mo itse I can easy totally. You know, monera maloba akora against Rona, akora go against Rona for Morris. Le go hat na ba pala bus kukuni mara. Ki sa se dirile ngo kus kukuni gore Morris o dise ba go tshameka la Kaizer Chiefs. O tla go team a palo go team ntse di le tsele gore ha dina pressure go team e na le pressure e ra go mo pressure ra go mo buang a o tla khona na. But I get tshepe gore o tla dira re tla mo o tla re prove on then mosito tswela pele because of Chiefs mathata a rona gana no ya na re lla ka botshiba viro ba phasiwa di ball ba phasiwa di goal ha ba go ya no gape re tlisa batho ba tshwanang le Morris ka bo bogolo bile ke tsamaile ke ile go itsela Erasmus man go a tshwana bra Oti ka Lilepo a ke batla go tshwela ka ene ga ke tsebe but I hope Lilepo ga se Lazarus Kambole I hope Lilepo ga se ba re ke mang Caleb Bimimi Yang. I hope Lilepo I see player tse khale re di signa bo
Mara ko ba botsa for last minute ena ke batla go botsa. How are you signing 67 Prati? Already o signile Bontwari, o signa ke bo Totli, bo Michele, bo Crossy, that is a Sirino. Hey, last season ke bo Mthetho wa fiti. Hey, ke ne le signa mara Prati. Jalo go kentse 4 happy. 3 happy.
Bothata we king re sana di player tse di wrong bra o re sana di player tse gore di ka se lwele bet ke ntse ntwa re se dirile last season gore a ka dira ana contender for goalkeeper of the season wa bra o bua ne re sana player ona le goalkeeper tse le gore ka re di sign di jaaka goalkeeper ya ko Amazulu ba re ke mang yo wa ko Amazulu o na ba pala ko AFCON last year
ke mang
sorry Goalkeeper United, sorry man.
Goalkeeper Nwabali.
Nwabali ka be re mo sainile jaanong re busy rona ra go sena bo Ntwari bra Oti Ntwari le gore a zanka a impress go re sena di player tse di wrong bra Oti then be respect our team e tla winner ra go sena bo cross gona le gore re latele bo Basadini bra Oti ba dirang sentle ba competang go squad bona bo Sundowns ya ba late fela bra Oti ba lata player e fitang system rona re lata fela player e sa fiteng system ya re go the player na le
yeah. For time something guys in the comments, can I ask you a question? If your team doesn't get the player that you wanted, so let's say this is the player you wanted at this level, and they don't get that person, do you advocate for your team to then go for options 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just so that they could say that they signed for that window? How do you feel about that? Let me go to Ongama. Ongama, welcome to the show.
How are you?
Hi, man, I'm good. Ongaba, how's the window closed? How do you feel about it?
I don't know whether my team tried or they waited for options to make moves. I don't know. But for my view of this transfer window, I think our team tried to address the problem of midfielder, trying to find someone that can make sure that we handle the ball position better. I think that's the option of Ele. I hope he will adapt. He will not have a problem like Blom having a long time for adaptation of South African football. I hope he will adapt. As for Ulilepo, I don't know. I don't want to compliment him as a player. I think we needed someone in our wingers because we had a huge problem when we started the season because we had a lot of injuries. So I think his boost, if he act upon his capabilities and make sure that he helps the team, I would be happy. As for Morris, I still have questions, but I stand to be answered. But I feel like my team is still lacking in some positions, but we'll try to adjust and find solutions as long as the way, and find and see how with our squad, what we have in our squad, and how we can balance and make sure that we get wins as much as possible. Then this position that I think they must be addressed at the end of the season, they might be addressed, and also other positions that we still see that they are lacking. We'll see.
But Ungama, can I just jump in and ask you, isn't this Mara a pattern with your team? Because people didn't believe me when I said that Chiefs signs a lot of players. They spend a lot of money. But then now we sit to the place where I believe we've gotten 8 signings this year. It's 8 signings this season so far with the 2 windows. And we're still sitting saying more players. And last year, there were other players that were brought in. And the year before, there were other players that were brought in. What's the issue, man, that takes away your confidence?
It doesn't matter how much you sign OT, because what matters is that are these players adapting to what the team wants? Because if you remember well, back when Pitso came into Sundowns, 2016, he made sure that he removed a lot of players and bring other players and remove those players. There was a constant removing and bringing other players, constant removing and bringing other players in order to make sure that you build a solid foundation that will have the right players. Because when you want the right project, you need to have the right players. But it won't take 1 or 2 seasons. It also needs us to be patient. We must not be inflated with the problems. Maybe let me make an example. If we might drop points tomorrow, when you start questioning other things and maybe saying Nabi is coming back with the bad luck, so no, we must not come with those things. We must come in a point whereby we say, let's trust the project and see where we get into. And then we see in the following season, when we start in the following season, and then the coach will patch up 1 or 2 things, then we start and have questions and say, okay, if we buy the left back and then buy the right back, and then the midfielder, balance the midfielder and they understand the league. Now let's see what he can do in 98 and also other competitions.
Or Nedbank. For time, for time, I'm going to jump in and bring in Usbonga. Usbonga, welcome to the show. How are you? Kibani Sibonga man.
Ayithamba velikhalothe uhlaniphile wazi wonke ama-language wonke lama-language awazi.
Oh, lucky. I'm just lucky.
Hayi lakhali ukuthi uhlaniphile umfana wamkwena hayi. Kodwa futhi mina into engifuna ukuyisho ukuthi angikho happy ngale transfer window for i-Pirates. Because sihambisa uGilberto ngithi futhi solanda futhi mhlawumbe uApolis kanti ayilutho. Hayi ne-Sundowns ke vetena senze saba jealous ngempela landa uAdams. Hayi sidinga ngempela futhi central midfielder kodwa mhlawumbe ucoach uyazi ukuthi wenzani. Kodwa nje bengithemba ukuthi mhlawumbe uzothola umukwayiba ke awu evetena kwathulakala mfowethu. Kodwa into engikhalisayo futhi ukuthi ucoach akabathembi labo ndlondlo. Akabathembi o team kodwa kodwa nje sisebenzisa ischeme esiyi-1 and akho my signings. Shothi ucoach usazobasebenzisa mhlawumbe in the future, kodwa angazi mina Mr. Uthi ngibe ngisabe ama rivals ami esayina kanjena mfowethu. I-Chiefs isayinile, i-Sundowns isayina uKipido mfowethu. Ayi into engiyisabayo kodwa mhlawumbe ucoach uyazi nje mfowethu.
Mara ngishoda yeah.
Bengikhala mina nge-central midfielder mfowethu okwazi ukubhalansisa ibhola. Angithi wona ukhala ukuthi i-Pirates ayinayo i-progressive play yabo. Mhlawumbe umuntu ozokwazi ukureceive yabo nge-half 10 yabo, ezokwazi ukuconnect umfukeng noMaswangane, umuntu onjalo nje.
Awumthembi Musele uGoodman.
uGoodman mfethu udlalela emuva uGoodman. Mangim-analyze mina uGoodman akawadlala ama-progressive pass. Mina ngifuna nje i-midfield ene-half 10 eshaya nje pass, hayi okuningi, 3 touches nje.
Uteam
uMiguel team ngathi umqeqesha kamthembi. Sengibona ngathi uteam mina usahamba kuPirates. Sengibona kanjalo, ngibona benza lento abamenza noThabani Monare last season. iPirates ngiyazi mase simkhipha umdlali. Yabona ukuthi uteam sesamkhipha uteam and noSalengi ngiyazi nendaba yaSalengi ukuthi kwenze njani. Ama-wing awu2 nendaba yaHoto maye phambili. uHoto angimthandi mina phambili, ngathi akanayo i-composure. I prefer ukuthi uHoto beyi-left back kumina. Manje asinama-wing akuhambe noGilberto. Mhlawumbe u-Apollos samlanda-ke mfowethu kanti hayi nothing my friend.
Manje tell me then, Mandlala, how long are you gonna play ngale first team? Because like you're saying, alternative awekho, and ngisayodlala ama-game ashisayo like Champions League games. Khona la i-league nayo izoshisa khona where you need to collect points repeatedly over and over and over again. What do you think is going to happen to Pirates, man, going forward? Mawubhekele squad senu. Do you think that abondlondlo bazongena bayisave because they couldn't do it last season? What's going to happen?
That's for the future, but Mr. Uthi mina into ebengicabanga mina ukuthi kuzokhuphuka uSeth Green ngoba sekhanje sonke ama-wing. Manje sengibona naye seloniwe. Ngibe worried. Mhlambe mina into ebengazoyisho ukuthi akanikwe uRaseboja ama-minutes because ilento yokuthi njalo nje umakhehleni ihleze ekhona. uRaseboja fanele so isikhathi sakhe manje. Kodwa uNdlondlo simzamile mfethu, yabona is not working out mfethu. uNdlondlo ngazi noma i-coaching i-wrong, ufuna ukushaya lama-tens asingazi ukuthi ayaphi. Ngabe nje uNdlondlo wenza lento eyenza la season, ethola ibhola eshaya amaphasi, ethola ibhola eshaya iphasi. Manje uNdlondlo usefuna ukushaya ama-10 esingawazi manje. Noma i-coaching angazi mina, kodwa mina ngibona uNdlondlo ngathi unumber 10 mina mfethu, compete noTito. Ku-central midfield nje unama-loose balls lawa lahla bese kuba amagoli. Ibhola ehlezi lose uNdlondlo ehlezi kuyigoli. Manje umuntu onjalo simthemba kanjani? Kodwa mina ngithi akuzama uRaseboja. Kodwa nje kodwa mina ngifeel like we failed to utilize this window. Kodwa Mr. OT ngoba i-season kusa-early kabi, sazoba deep i-season, kusazoba deep nje ngempela. Ngiyakhala mina Mr. OT nge-window. Abantu balanda oKipido mfowethu.
Kuphethe leyo Kipido. No, Barasboga.
Ngiphethe kabuhlungu le Adams.
Yeah.
Le Adams ngiphethe kabuhlungu le Jayden. Engithi sothola i-midfield ezobesha ama-half 10. Wavuke Chlorkop. Kwabuhlungu. Sekunani
Forever tingere.
Guys, good luck to yena-ke mfowethu. Sekunani.
Thank you.
Hayi okay Mr. OT.
Thank you Spoga. Only the ringtone go TikTok. Okay, let me see. They're saying I'm inactive. Let me just get this right. Mina, guys, okay, there's two things I want to speak about. I'll speak about my club. Guys, how many signings do you want? Just think about the past few years. Potsane, Modi, Oxy, you have Castillo that you brought in. You brought in Abo Ranga. Now there's Abo Cirino, Abo Mikel, Abo Totli, Cross, Ntwari, Blom. Now you've brought in Kemang Tele, Lilepo. Guys, how many times are you going to sign? Over and over again, and then still we want other players. Hi guys. Or maybe it's just that the team, man, is opportunistic. You know, Thabo Cele goes through some stuff, Hey, timing. But anyways, Tabutale goes through some stuff. He's a Chiefs player. Just so happens. Maybe it's a timing thing. But I think what I'm really happy about this window in general for me, what I'm very happy about this window is the outgoings. And I know it happens every season, but I think this season there was a concerted effort of teams, man, to trim the fat, get rid of some of the guys that are just chilling on the bench. And I think that's good for South African football when people get to go and play. As many of our good players that have gone to different places. A team we're sleeping on. How about Stellenbosch? Stellenbosch has fleshed out that team. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if the players are going to click. I don't know what's going to happen. But my fear of Stellenbosch losing players and not being able to, at the very least, bring in some replacements that are relatively good, that's going away. I think what they've done over the past few, from Bob Barnes to bringing in Abo Mujela, all the way down to now Bonku and those guys, it might just be a very good thing. But let's see how it works. The only thing I ask for the teams, I want to look release and look. Can we do it for the kids? Can we do it for the kids? Can we let the kids go flourish elsewhere if they're not going to flourish in the teams? Those are our futures. So if we can please, even DDC, if there's good players, good DDC, bring them to the first team, loan them out, do something. Let's keep this youthful, this youthful growth thing that's happening going. But anyway, guys, let's get into the derby. Obviously, everybody wants to speak about the derby. Ahly wishes it's Sunday. Let's get into the derby. We're going to speak about the derby. I'm going to keep it rolling as I've been doing now. Come in, tell me what you think. I'll ask you a question or two, and we'll go from there. But it is Chiefs versus Pirates over the weekend. I just want to get your general thoughts, guys, and then I may have a question or two. Let me start with Tanasekhaya. Mtakababa, velile.
Mtakababa, kunjani
la? Man, mina ngimnandi, man, ngirelax.
Nathi asithukanga.
Uthini ngale game velile? Game enkulu.
Hayi game enkulu zobe siyibona bengifuna nje ukucacisa le ndaba. Why umkhiphe
sesidlulile
khona abantu abangene bachwenza
sesidlulile velile Derby.
Ngizamile ukuthi ikhutshwe kodwa uyambona baba umkwena ukuthi
Derby.
Emile kulamalanga ngiyabona. Kuzolunga.
Niyahlupa babemba.
Udabi Mtakababa hayi. Njengoba ngisho ukuthi asithukile. Uzubona asithukile siyakhona nokuthi mhlambe ifrilimo le eAngola babodi basithumele iproduct ene factory fault siyakhona nokubusela emuva ukuthi bayolungisa nyana ama defect and then bazobuya sekulungile yonke into engine say right. Yeah, but coming into the game yangomgqibelo hayi asithukile ngane ngama so ucoach uzobabuyile wamakhosi and besifuna yena kakhulu vele ngoba kathi uyo ongaziboni kahle bekakayithi assistant coach uzamile abantu benkosi so makubuya unabi into enhle nesayithakazelela sayijabulela le starting 11 sethu we know it's predictable so
same one yeah
it's the same one sikulanda ngaso futhi asishishi futhi bazoqala bonke labo baziyo boqala nje kanjalo angithi ubona abaye who knew ukuthi ubhodlela uyoka reserve game aseveli derby
yeah
football is a miracle. Who knew maqalisa ukuthi ubhodlela somseveli derby hayi kunzima no mina just want to say good luck because bengifuna ukungena ngale ndawo manje ngivele wangifaka kwenye engizoyigwazela kuyibheka ake ngikhuluma kakhulu ithi ngikhalela abayi bakabe
mara ukubuze for the game on Saturday ufuna ama matchup ayi-2 what are the two most important matchups kule game masithi player versus player in your opinion
Mina ngizothi unokuthanda ukukhuluma isilungu kakhulu. Ufuna ukukhuluma amagama ethu alandelana ngokuzwana
Oh man.
Phela thina ukhumbule wena usuke ukhuluma lesi isilungu sase-Centurion. Phela thina
Bona
sihlala
ke.
lokishini.
Hey, mina ngithi 1v1. Abo bani ba important? Is it Cross versus Nkotha? Is it Kemang Mark versus Tito? Ebana.
Siyabo yabona kodwa kuyanceda ukuthi mangazi usubuza ukuthi uthini kahle kahle ngingenzi ngathi ngiyazi. Yonke la ngihlahlade. Yonke la ngihlahlade ngithi uMakhawula noMbatha ba-right ba.
Hayi manje bara ubelile. Usozwile uthini? Hey bani.
Kodwa engimzwela ukhoza abantu ngimzwele if uzodlala singazi phela mhlawumbe yazi bangashintsha but yena hayi ngimbona sengozini. Ngiyamzwela kodwa omunye futhi engibeke imzwele yile sasigaqagaqa lesi khona isiqhumama lapha lo odlala ngathi own team obuye Angola ubani?
Oh Miguel.
Lakubo Gibet lo gijima ngathi i-team yakubo naye ngiyamzwela boss akasemnandi kahle la ibra. And mangathola kahle umfuke ngamavala hayi angiboni impela ikhadi lizawuphuma
i-Chiefs awuyiboni nje i-Chiefs awuyiboni.
Hayi cha abekho mntaka akufuneka sizikhohlisa hayi abekho sebangangena laba yiduduze ukuthi hey Derby there's no therefore hayi
hamba ke soka hamba it's fine hey baba
yabonga nawo uma ukhuluma nathi nabo khumbuka ungakhuluma isilungu esikhulu kakhulu man uzohlekisa ngabantu la please
guys yeah ezuvelile phuma hayi hamba ezuvelile phuma. Hey, can you please stick to topic? Can you please stick to topic? Oh, come on. The one and only.
How are you, Mr. OT?
I'm good, thanks to you, my brother.
Yes, I am good. I'm a Kaizer Chiefs fan.
Are you confident? Are you holding the lever? Are you shaking?
Honestly, I really don't know what to expect from our team.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, because this season we haven't shown like real consistency. To be honest, I don't know the last time we won like 2 games in a row or like 3 games in a row. So that is quite troubling, to be honest. But this is a derby, and a derby is not played on form. I think we all know that. So I feel like if the boys are really committed and they really want to make sure that the fans are happy and they're on the good books, they must win this game for us, honestly. And
if we were to go and win this game, what should Chiefs focus on and try and do versus Pirates?
Okay, I feel like we really need to bolster our midfield. So I think we need to change our approach when it comes to the players that we put on the midfield. Players like Ox, they need to play because they are really good with marking and intercepting. Such players like Dito and because Mofokeng can also come in and play inside. So I feel like we really need to bolster our midfield. I really wish we could play Blom this game. I feel like he can really really perform. But also creativity. I'm not really happy with our creativity sometimes. I feel like we don't create as much opportunities that we can. And we know that Pirates, sometimes they can, leak a few goals. So if we can really just go at the game and not be scared, I feel like we can do much better at this game. But honestly, I'm really scared about if we play cross. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like that's gonna be a mismatch. But we'll see. I feel like if we can bring in Dotley, I think Dotley can do a solid job. Miguel, still not really convinced about him, but man, I feel like he's the only option that we have, to be honest.
Okay, for time, I'm gonna bring in Tyler. Tyler, welcome to the show.
Hey OT, how are you OT?
No, I'm still good. How are the butterflies? How are you feeling about this game on Saturday?
Feeling okay, OT. Feeling very good about it. I looked at Chiefs' performances. Good evening to everybody in the panel and everybody in the chat. The courses are happy. The courses are.
Yeah.
Eh?
Hey.
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. No, OT, I've looked at our games and our squad in a couple of games we've played. We seem to be doing okay. I think Ulendoga, our coach, is doing a good job improving our performances. I've watched the number of passes we've made, the number of box entries we've made. I don't think the league is a true reflection of, how Chiefs have played over the couple of games. And the PSL, I think we've been just unlucky. There's going to be a critical positions on that game. The combination of Ox, Dotley, and Miguel, that movement is going to be very, very key for that game. That is our spine when OT. Those three need to effectively communicate. Cross, do not move up. Please, just stay. You and Fosler, do not move up. Okay? I don't know if they're going to put Tele. That would be
It's a derby.
Yeah, OT.
Right into the fire.
Hey, go watch that boy on OT. Yo, that boy. Yeah. That boy when OT is been what we've been looking for. I understand why Kaizer have been trying to get that boy for the last 4 years. He is the glue that's going to keep everything together for us going forward when OT. If you put Tele, Ox, and Matlo is giving us balance. OT, they understand each other between himself and Ox. I've watched them. Brilliant when they play together going forward. So that Tele boy, when Ox has got the ball from Dotley, he will want to look for Tele, or he'll want to look for Matlo. Tele can drive the ball to Shabalala. Shabalala doesn't have to come deep now and fetch the ball. Yeah, but he can play in between the strikers. But I'm worried about, but I want him at the same time. I'm worried about Shiva Vero because he can't trap. He can't pass. He pass heavy passes. Yeah, but so you're going to lose the ball there. But put Dupree. Don't put Duba there. Don't put Duba in that game. Put Dupree because Paris is going to come at you. And you need that
Duba's
outlet.
injured, remember. And Dupree's might still be out. So it could just be Ranga, eh?
Dupree is out.
Could just be Ranga. I don't know if he's fit with Dupree's.
Okay, but you need him because what I like about him, he bulldoze his way. He ends up defender angabikho relax. Then if you don't have Utupri, you put in Utubege, but even though I don't like him because that ball just runs and just loses ball.
Duba's injured, Chief.
Oh, he's injured. Thank God.
Out.
Okay. Yeah, brilliant. Put Dupree in that position.
Dupree's injured.
Who's going to play there? Yes, you see now that my squad is in balance now. Yeah. Because these people are gonna come. They got Mufukeng there to come and run at Frostler. Who Hoto he likes going up if he's going to be playing. So you need that. There's gonna be a space available there between Mufukeng and Hoto. So you need someone like Dupree who's gonna come up. Yeah, man, and go to the box. You in the box, you will have Shabalala, you have Shiva Vero. If Shabalala is tired, you take him out. You replace him with Umodi or Sereno. Or Sereno, you say come and play in the middle. I want Shabalala to come and play in the middle between the striker and the two Lendoka.
Okay.
But then if Ulendoka Tele is tired, put in Castillo. Or if Matlo is tired, put in Castillo.
Castillo injured.
My daughter. Can't you recover? You recover yet?
For time. We're not time.
With this team, and I'll teach just 1 second. With this team, I see we can go to CAF Confederation and win something there. I'm telling you, these are good players on OT.
Okay. Oh, he's back. Okay, Barry Castillo's back.
You see, even better. You take Matlo out and replace Castillo, or you take Tele, you replace Castillo, because second half they're gonna come at you. They are losing 1-0. So introduce Castillo.
For time's sake.
1-0. Yeah.
For time, I want to jump in. Let me bring in the King Soma. Soma, welcome to the show. The King Soma.
OT.
How are you, my brother?
I'm good on yourself, man.
Man, I'm good. Big game. There's the big days on Saturday. How do you feel about this game?
Mina OT into engakutshena yona. Angeke umuntu oshaye umuntu le eCairo bese ngithi ngiyamsaba engakangishaye mina. Akabuye ezekimi. Yangizwa ngithini.
Oh, ungamshaya Mike Tyson. As long as angakushayi.
Uthi umuntu akakangishaye mina. Uyemaris uyele eThekwini wafika le washaya i-Rich Boys le. Bese mina sekumele ngikusabeke ngoba wena ke ubuya le eThekwini washaya umuntu. Ayisebenzi njalo. Fika kimi ake wazi ukuthi nami phela ngikuplanele ngeyami indlela futhi sengiyazi ukuthi yayizwa manje.
Yeah.
Okay, asi break it down nge-OT asibuyele egamini. Singadlala behind the ball. Ibhola mangalone lethu. Let's play behind the ball. It's a pit. Umuntu osheshayo njengo Dupriz is out. Bese ngashiya yena lapha no Duba futhi is out. Bese ngashiya yena lapha mhlambe sibashaye ngama break attack. Okay, it's fine. But sizomesha pound to pound. But kuma side. Hey, siyalekha kancane. Hey, siyalekha kancane. Just imagine umfukeng. Just imagine umfukeng eyaphezulu kwa hlukana phakathi.
Ngathi yakhatha Soma.
But ngiyazwakala manje.
Yeah.
Yeah, ngithi mina la e-center ne sizomesha pound to pound. Coach wethu mayengekaza amfaka ucaptain wethu uYusuf Mart. Yusuf Mart nje azidlela ama-ice le phezulu le. You understand? Angamfaka uMart at least in the middle of the park umthetho i-Ox isigadela imali ibe deep number 6 isigadela imali bese sithola George Matlo is the number 10 number 8 wethu kube uBlom.
Okay.
Unomntu ushabalala ka right unompulemodi ka left.
Okay.
Uvilakazi asimfake as a sub. For mina I think uvilakazi mayingene as a sub wenza kangcono kakhulu.
Manje angilizwi igama laka Sirino. Ungamfaka kule game?
Yeah, definitely. Sirino kumele aqale game.
Yeah, ungena kuphi ke?
Yeah. Force number 9. Force number 9.
Okay.
Yeah, force number 9. Shiyuranga lapha uSirino ya connector uloke emkhipha ngefastera nje uloke emshanga ama through pass. Yeah, siyazi ukuthi okwamanje uranga vele akekho mnandi angazi ukuthi ulekha ini mhlambe mayengaphinda kore kwiDerby confidence ngabuya but enye into engiyithanda ngale windi leli OT ne kwabona abadlali uma bebona imanagement ya kwimarket abadlali bona self bazimotivate ukuthi la singaxoshwa musa la kushuthi umsebenzi ungaphela we are not good enough. Kushuthi kwabona le window leli lenze bazozimotivate abona self abadlali ukuthi let me do better bheka nanga umdansana uphume ngeloni kushuthi nami ngingaphuma musa.
Okay. For isikhathi tingene. Let me bring in Andrew. Andrew, welcome to the show.
Sure.
Andrew, Derby. What do you say about the Derby? Ore.
Yeah, so I think on my side, it's going to be a beautiful game. Considering that the game was sold out 2 weeks prior, the game. Yeah, so I think going into the game, I see Pirates. By the way, I am Orlando Pirates fan, so I see Pirates winning that game. No matter what Kaizer Chiefs can do, I think Pirates will win the game because of we know the first 11 that they're gonna put there. We already know that. And then for Kaizer Chiefs, I think Nabi is still trying to get a combination. So we don't know what first 11 that will bring out to play Orlando Pirates. I know
Okay.
he'll keep at the back there. He'll keep Udotli, no Miguel. I think it is their go-to defensive central defensive defenders. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be tough for them. I think they are going to be tested very much. You'll see that these days, as I said last time, Ututito is now playing as a progressive 10. Hence he got 2 goals in the previous match against the Rich Boys. So it's going to be tough for them because the boys on the sides, Unkota, no really, they will come for those who playing on the side, of which I anticipate that it's going to be Cross, and then on the other side it's going to be Frosler. Though Frosler, I think with experience he can beat Relay, but Relay is one player who can like get inside, probably maybe hot and then goes out there. So it's gonna be difficult for him if they will say to him go mark Relay for maybe most of the time in the game. It's going to be tough for him because Relay can drop inside and then Otto will go on the side, and then for him it's going to be like he won't be sure to aye ku Hoto or astike no Relay. So it's going to be tough for Kaizer Chiefs. Yeah, I
Are
know.
we, for time's sake, I want to ask you a question. Are we undercutting maybe Chiefs in terms of their attack? Because in as much as we're saying they're missing and all of that stuff, they've scored the third most goals in the league, 17. Mamelodi Sundowns is 24, Pirates is 22, Kaizer Chiefs is 17. And also, Pirates got to their 22 by scoring 8 versus Marumo. So are we maybe undercutting what Chiefs could do to Pirates? Because all I'm hearing is people telling me about Relay versus the defense, Onkota versus the defense. No one's talking about one of the teams that has created one of the most chances in the league.
No, we are not cutting them off. I think as much as they are creating most chances in the league, I think they are the first team to create most chances in the league. But then as far as they do that, they are a bit shaky at the back. So if Kaizer Chiefs scores 5 or on that game, so Pirates probably will score 6. So because of the defenders, they like as I said, like they are very shaky at the back. So yeah, I know they can hurt Pirates because if they can try maybe to press like high press, that's where maybe they can head Pirates. But if they will play their normal game and maybe because now these days I can see Chiefs is building from the back as well. They are playing a nice football. To be honest, they are playing a nice football. They're creating most chances. But then for Chiefs to beat Orlando Pirates on Saturday, they will need to change their tactics, probably go higher the field, and that's where they can get Pirates.
For time's sake, I'm going to jump in and bring in Nkosi for life. Nkosi for life.
Nkosi for life, Montana, aka Montana.
Okay. No, Montana, welcome, man. Montana.
Andifuna obhutkuthi bangathi bayadideka babayazi bangumontana.
Montana, Can't defend the team yakho, man. Mina ngizwa abantu, they just keep saying ukuthi yodliwe team yakho. Left, right, and center. 4-0 in the comments, 5-0. Uthini nge-team yakho, man.
OT, all the fans, Pirates fans, Sundowns fans have been on these lives since the start of the week. They're all saying it's gonna be 6-0. Even Mr. PhD was on his live, who said no, it's gonna be a walkover. I've been following Kaizer Chiefs since I was 2 years. I've watched more derbies. OT. This is a derby, OT. The occasion itself.
Yeah.
This is not Marumo Gallants versus Pirates. This is a special occasion. OT, firstly, there are players on Pirate sides that have been playing a derby. This is not just an ordinary match. A derby on its own play is psychologically in players' minds. Psychologically, you're gonna pay for the first time. With stadium esabe fans that 90 capacity. And going to that match, to that derby, even now, I'm sure that there are fans that meet players when they're going on the street who want to win. They have to do it for the fans alone. That plays a psychological to players when they go to the field on Saturdays. It's gonna be different. Onkota never played derby, bayaz, idiski derby. Those are different. So
but to be fair, can I ask, does AFCON experience play? Because Abonkota and Abomfukeng, they've now played in Egypt in the Champions League. Do you think that that helps anything for the derby, or is it completely different?
That's completely different, OT. Okay. That's completely different because going to this match, Pirates have to win because Sundowns has opened a gap. That's gonna play a big factor on those players because we don't want to win, to lose. And there's also a breaking rights. That's also a factor to Pirates players. And everybody, you know, OT, when you are playing in the derby, even if your people didn't know you, once you play in the derby and you shine, everybody will gonna know you today. That's why khanye the only time people must because he play in a derby. So Saturday's game is gonna be different to both teams. You can't go to the derby and say there's an obvious winner. No, it doesn't work like that.
For time's sake,
okay, OT for the lastly. Pirates just play against Richards Bay. They were defending 2-1. They went on to defend. This is Chiefs. So Pirates is not like they are untouchable. They are beatable. We're gonna beat them.
For time, I'm gonna jump in. Because let me bring the agent. I don't know if your titles Kwako GNU are going to be active. I don't know who they're going to be active for on Saturday, but as somebody who doesn't have a horse in this race, technically, how do you feel about this game?
That personally, I just work on a personal myself. I would rather walk naked in Bray Street than support Chiefs, no matter what. Not personally.
Oh, Rothmans.
We're not there.
Oh, Rothmans. Hey.
We're not there. Where we are is you don't judge, you're not a judgmental person at your OT.
I listen and I don't judge.
You don't judge. Exactly. So Tyler, please, my brother, come out of the closet. It's a safe space. Come out of the closet. You are fan number 59. You know more about Sundowns than Eddie Chiefs. Okay, won't judge. You're welcome. But going to the game. Going to the game. I think miracles long ended, man. Bonwa jwake marua rua boje so tsa mo metsing na ga isa shia I want to go to like yesterday. Like you want to go for no. I think this is probably the worst Chief side, in recent memory at least. Especially considering the injuries, and the lack of match day fitness for players that could make an impact like Sergio and Castillo. So Chiefs is down to the bare bones. So I don't see any miracles happening. But if I were to look at taking away my deep hatred for Kaizer Chiefs, if you can put it that way, my data says Pirates has never won 4 derbies in a row. They always at end 3 or 2. And after such kind of run, they for time. I just spoke, man. Ow. But anyways, my data says it ends in a draw. Every second or third time Pirates win straight, it ends in a draw. And more specifically, less than a 1-1 draw. So data says it's gonna be a draw.
Okay.
But then data is data,
Yeah. Can I ask you?
Yeah.
Is this a game for Chiefs to go pound for pound? Because I know that there's a big quality gap, but the weaknesses are similar, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that I agree. That you will get chances for both teams. There will be chances. And I think one thing that maybe swings the tide for Kaizer Chiefs is the fact that Pirates need to beat Chiefs to win the league. Pirates need to beat Chiefs to win the league. Because if you look at it, should they, let's say the worst case scenario, they lose and Sundowns beats Arrows, they may go to the Star Derby 9 points behind. And if they dare lose there again, they're 12 points behind and the league is over. So hence I say they have to beat Chiefs to win the league, So if I were Chiefs, I would sit back and hit on the counter. But hit on the counter with who? With Oranga. With who?
Nilepo.
Master Pop. I know nothing about Master Pop shit. I don't understand anything about Master Pop. So maybe Master Pop could be the option. I don't know. But in closing, for time, I just want to say, my brother, Tyler, come out of the closet. If you don't come out of the closet, it's either all a mount question or mount question. Thank you.
For time. Okay, before I bring in Tavelek, I want to ask the comments. The reason why I say pound for pound, it's not, I wouldn't normally say it, but the same issues that we have with the left or our left-hand side, Pirates tends to have with the left and right-hand side, because whoever's playing those positions tends to go up high. And if you can catch Pirates on the counter, which has been one of Chiefs' strengths this season, you are pretty much doing what other teams are doing to us. You're looking at the defense of 2, whether it be BC and BC and Sesane. Let's say it's BC and Sesane because they're the starters. And when you've got a defense of 2, you can do what Stellenbosch likes to do and take them wide and bring in the ball to whoever's in the middle. So that's why I'm asking. Chiefs' strength this season, when they have played well, has been the 4 or 5 players up front. So we attack with 4 or 5 players. And the overwhelming is what opens up the gaps. But the overwhelming is also what causes the defense to be weak. So that's why I'm asking. Let me bring in Tabele.
Let's go, T.
How are you doing, my brother?
I'm good. Utile bare the Star Derby. The Star Derby.
Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Derby. Nah, I'm good. How are you, my friend?
I'm fine. I have no expectations of my team.
I want to address Tower Pound. I want to come to Tower Pound for Pound.
pound for pound, Chiefs won't survive against Pirates. I don't see Pirates. I don't see Chiefs playing against us pound for pound.
Okay.
I called it Sundowns, and I said to them, if you want to play against Sundowns, don't go pound for pound. They got punished. Weekend there, if you are smart and you're a smart coach and you know football and you love football, you tell your boys, Pirates is under pressure. If we're able to absorb the whole pressure Pirates until the 70th, 60 minute, they will at some point want to come at us full force or a win. Remember, OT, I'm an Orlando Pirates fan, but I will say, if we fail to lose the game on Saturday, we're not going to win the league.
Oh,
Today,
to win,
the one
yeah.
league game here Saturday decides, the game here Saturday decides for us whether we're gonna win the league or not. It's a must-win game. So if Chiefs comes pound for pound, I'm game with that. But if it happens, Guti Tina, they're gonna sit back. They have to absorb pressure. Chiefs midfield is not sorted yet. Even if they bring this guy, I'm not convinced they will take on Makaula and Dlamini, Talente, Kawande, Kasquat Samarabeki. No ways. But if they come to us and say, we're going to sit back, we're going to absorb the whole pressure, we're going to put Bomatlo, we're going to make sure Bradley doesn't run up there, that we're going to make sure Frostla, Menmax, Mufukeng, whoever marks Mufukeng, tracks Mufukeng, we double mark him, we make sure we make it compact, keep it like that until Wohoto gets frustrated. As much as I love my players, the moment they seem to not find a way around the team, they become frustrated. The decision making is no longer there, especially Kankota and Hoto. There comes a point in games whereby it's around 60, 70, especially when game will not know or whatever. They get frustrated, especially Kankota, decision making, whether to come in, cut outside, he gets really, really, really in trouble. So Chiefs need to sit back.
Mara, to be fair,
if they don't sit back,
Mara, to be fair to Pirates, I'd say you guys are the most dangerous from Boma 75 minutes. Because if Chiefs sits back,
most dangerous, but
yeah.
I'm saying we're the most dangerous OT, but at some point in time we tend to lose it. Especially if Chiefs scores first. Let's say Chiefs scores first, and then we have to come back. Yes, we're good, got to come back. But if we have to come back and Chiefs are frustrated, those boys' decision making, someone they are not convincing. I'm saying it because of was it the Ahly game when Ahly had us go, when we had Ahly go Orlando. It was the same thing happening even on Orlando when we drew here. It was the same thing happening. Even like at the start of Abidjan game, before we scored the goal, it ends up happening. The same thing happens. Decision making, especially when it comes to the wingers. As much as Mufukeng is good, I love Mufukeng. But when you mark him, you stop the space, obviously will come inside and create that space. But Bonkota, Bohoto, they get frustrated whereby they lose the ball unnecessary. Actually, not losing the ball. They don't cross the ball. They can't cross the ball. Decision making, final third is poor. So you can imagine if we're playing both Vilakazi, as much.
No, go on.
As much as we are underestimating, and I'm gonna say this because Lynn underestimates this Chief side. I believe but as much as we can underestimate, we cannot forget Guti both Vilakazi are clinical. Hey, people tend to forget Vila is very clinical. Imagine that boy. 18 area or Mopela 18 area, what he could do one chance to us, whereby we have played Gazon. The reason, that's why I'm saying every time this boy has come off the bench, he has proved he's good enough for the team. So that's why I believe Nae, he's gonna be a problem. But if we can close Umdu and Villa, we're good.
I want to ask you though, but I want to go back to the pound for pound thing. The 3 times that Pirates, two of the 3 games, but the 3 times that Pirates has looked bad or has lost the game, if we look at, I'll just use a recent game, Richards Bay. Wouldn't you say Richards Bay looked better when they were going at Pirates? And the pressure that they put on Pirates' defense forced everybody to sort of cycle back down And, you you look at the game versus Al Ahly. I know these are wins, by the way. But you look at the game versus Al Ahly. The last 10 minutes, when Al Ahly was pushing, the defense didn't know what to do. Al Ahly could have had, I think, 2 chances where, there was that ball over the top that I don't know how the guy missed it. When you look at the game versus Makesi started the game and went directly at Pirates to score those 3 goals, maybe stumbled towards the end. But so, man, are we just being psyched out because Pirates is scary and they're on form? But the truth is that if you maybe go at them, you might get something. Does Chiefs have anything to lose? Can I put it like that?
I mean, Davi decides your fate as a coach. You might coach you Marabeke or Toma like Friday, and you have a Davi on Saturday. They will judge you got Davi. Even next so we were gonna wait for the next Derby. So as I was saying, and I get you when you say pound for pound Pirates. The Magesi game, I saw the starting lineup and I was not happy because we didn't have a serious holding midfielder. Unless Chiefs decides Guti, they're gonna skip. They're not gonna play through the middle. If they decide Guti, we're gonna go direct at Pirates. If we're gonna go direct at Pirates and skip through the middle, make sure Guti we keep our forwards, whoever we depend on the left, on the right, like they did the last time. The last time we beat them, the derby that was very interesting. Was it 3-2 or 2-1?
3-2.
The last derby. Yeah, where we came back. If they do that, actually, this season, they do the same thing this season, but are able to absorb pressure, Chiefs, they might actually win the game, Because I'm saying, if they can skip the middle, the same way Marta Batandi Pastel or whatever, when he's in the middle, but if they can skip the middle, make sure Guti, they don't play it through the middle. Because usually, got it 10 over. When 10 over through the middle, Pirates will kill you. It's not an option to go there. Yeah.
For time's sake, I'm gonna jump in so I can let in Benny. Benny, welcome to the show.
Oh, Mr. OT.
Oh, Benny, man. Yeah, weekend, big game, man. What do you say about this game?
It's in the calabash, Inside the calabash, the pressure cooker.
Mara, who's it gonna cook? Because it cooks out there. Chiefs.
Bona OT, I've been listening and I had time enough. Thank you very, very much for affording me this platform. Also, the panel, I value their views, man. They said so many things that at some point you ask yourself, okay, is this going to happen? Is this not going to happen? But there's something that I just want to highlight. That is the calabash. At the calabash, if you don't have a leader that is very calm in his head, you are going to panic. That's the calabash. It will start there because I can see we are almost on the playing personnel. We are not speaking about the bench, man. And I'm telling you, if you don't have a man that is calm enough to absorb and understand the occasion in the calabash, you are doomed to fail.
Yeah.
So let us look at the 2 men. We've got a Nabi this side who has displayed a reactive situation. Most of the time, if he is losing, he loses the temper. If you are going to react in that manner against Orlando Pirates and you lose your calmness, you are doomed. Then Jose has proven to us that he's a man full of surprises. We can discuss Mufukeng today and we also discuss Unkota. That guy is full of surprises, man. And most of the time when he pull out a surprise card, he wins the game. I'll give you a reference. When we went to Peter Mukaba against Mamelodi Sundowns, he came with Munapule Saleng. And by that time, Munapule Saleng was from Moloka Swallows. Had no game where go Orlando Pirates. And he frustrated Downs. When we went for a final against Mamelodi Sundowns, we expected Mabasa and Mfukeng to start the game. Because those were the big games. The guy did not start them. They were the surprise package.
Yeah.
This weekend, we can analyze the strength of Mfukeng, strength Sagankota, the weakness Yaga Predict Cross, only to find out when we went to Al Ahly, that guy we expected that we will have Nkota. He took Dion Hoto to play that position. And he had Mfukeng on the other side. And had Paseka Mako playing a left back.
Okay.
So here we can discuss so many things, but you asked the question when I came in, we would say, okay, who versus who? I'm going to give you these two guys. It's going to be Brice Vuma versus Talent Mbata.
Okay.
If Brice Vuma is not up to notch on the Saturday, Mbata will score. And that goal is going to open up Kaizer Chiefs, because what I see is that Chiefs is going to start the game very cautious. Because they expect the pressure is on us. The pressure is on Pirates, because Pirates wants to close the gap and they want to maintain the winning mentality.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Kaizer Chiefs will start absorbing. We know the Moroccans, we know the North Africans, we know their mentality. So we know Nabi won't say, I'm going pound to pound. Yes, we can speak pound to pound here today. But remember, if Nabi loses this game and the dates, Nedbank Cup comes quick and fast, the guy against Cheaper will be under so much pressure. So he doesn't want, he might play for the contract on the derby because it's the first time at Lali Derby. He does not understand. It's 94, it's packed. And I see him playing for the contract rather than playing for results. I might be wrong.
Can Chiefs absorb? Just so the final part. Can Chiefs absorb? That's the other part.
Yeah, I would say yes, Mr. OT. The reason is that so many times Pirates, when they play against a low block, they struggle. So if you do your proper analysis as a coach or as a technical team, and you will want to frustrate them not to get an early goal, because you know if they get an early goal, you are dead. So Chiefs might absorb the pressure, but there's something that I hear, I found here when I came in. Yeah, I heard some of the people speaking about Tabokele starting the game. That will be very suicidal.
Yeah,
that is going to be. Why I'm saying this, Mr. OT, Bongani Zung, when he came back from overseas, struggled. Andy Lechal came back from overseas, struggled to get the pace of the PSL. So many players who came from overseas to get the groove of the PSL, it becomes a mission. So playing him against Talent Mbata and Macau, it's going to be very suicidal. Thanks, Mr. OT.
For time's sake, let me bring in Hansel. Hansel, welcome to the show, the concierge.
How are you?
I'm good. Hansel. Hey, weekend, man. Saturday, FNP.
This weekend, I'm going to be busy. Mokwena, man. I'm going to go straight. You know, sometimes I think as football fans, we forget a derby is not naturally a game of what do you call this? Or for the other team is doing well, the other team is doing bad, because if you check in the previous derbies, you would find out Orna Chiefs is doing very well or Paris doing very well. But when it comes to the derby, a lot of tactics goes out the window. A lot of players, mostly the derby is won by individual brilliance. If you check the tactics and other things, they don't work. It will be draining emotionally, physically, plus the fans will be making noise, expecting results. It's going to be a very, very long 90 minutes of their lives. So for players that haven't played the derby, it's going to be very difficult for them to perform, because once you misplace a pass, the fans will react. Once you miss a goal scoring opportunity, the fans will react. And for that few seconds, you'll feel like, no, man, I can't play in this kind of environment, which is something that I think is going to affect the players. There are about 10 to 15 elements that we can talk that will affect the game. But all in all, I think on paper, Pirates is going to win, right? When we are looking on paper. But sometimes going to a game like this one, being the underdogs, can be to an advantage for someone else. You understand? So It's going to be very interesting, Mr. OT. Mina, I'm not going to say Pirates going to win 4-0 or 6-0 or whatever, but I just hope we see a good display of football because it's one of the biggest games in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, very you are very diplomatic with that one. It's a very diplomatic guy on.
I try, Mr. OT, because I've been a football fan for so long. I've played football, so a lot of things I understand. As much as we can say this team is on form, this team is out of form, I know what kind of a game a derby is, and I've been watching a lot of them. So yeah, I can tell you it's going to be a very difficult game, regardless of who's on form. But what I can say is the starting lineup of Orlando Pirates, just like the previous speaker was saying, might throw off Kaizer Chiefs. That's another big surprise that might play into the minds of the Kaizer Chiefs. But all in all, it's going to be a good game, but it might not live up to expectations as much as it has a lot of hype around it.
Okay. For time's sake, let me bring in Lulu.
Mr. OT.
Hey, I've been trying, man. I've been trying to put our team in a better light. I can see it, man. Lulu, how do you feel about this game
Mr.
on the
OT,
weekend?
are we that bad? I mean, everybody's saying 6-0, 7-0. Are we that bad, Mr. OT?
Personally, I don't think so, but
No, Mr. OT. One thing for sure, we're not gonna go down without a fight. Come this Saturday, I'm telling you, the thing that I like about these new Chiefs is a fighting spirit. We do have a fighting spirit, and we're not gonna go down without a fight. And the other thing that I want to talk about is communication at the back.
Yeah.
If these guys can communicate at the back, yes, we can conquer. Because sometimes we do lack communication at the back, and we get punished sometimes. But Kopili, I see people are not happy about Ranga. Yes, I am not happy either, but he might surprise us Saturday. The way we're not happy about him, he might be the answer for Saturday's game. We're not sure, but all I can say, Mr. Oach, I'm not going to talk a lot. All I can say is, Pirates fans, we're not going to go down without a fight. Don't undermine us like that. I mean, 6-0, 7-0, That's too much. That's disrespectful. Don't disrespect us like that. It's like we're just gonna go there and just stand, watch you guys play without playing. Mr. Oti. No, not like that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I put you on last. Now I've been trying, man, to take the convo there, but it's fine.
No, they must disrespect us like that. No, we're not gonna go just like that. We will fight. I know we do have fight spirit. We will fight. I'm telling you.
Okay. No, Lulu, thank you so much. Guys, I'm gonna jump in for a couple of minutes. Just to give my thoughts. It's an interesting game. It's interesting in different places. So I'd say the one biggest threat and weakness for Kaizer Chiefs is what I said earlier. We tend to be naive in defense. And when I talk about being naive in defense, I'm talking about the fact that we attack with 4 or 5 players. And a lot of the time when we get caught out, it is on transition. I've said this time and time again, that the reason why cross looks bad is because usually the person who is meant to be playing on his side with him on the wing is an attacking player that doesn't come back. So if you've seen where he's looked good, it's been when Duba has been changed from the right-hand side and put on the left just for cover. But if it's Serino, who plays in sort of that 3 but always drifts inside, it means that there's a constant overload on that side. Which means that Van Rooyen, if Van Rooyen and Kota are the ones that start, that's what they need to deal with. Cross can't be the first responder versus Nkot. So what happens is, in the team, mechanically, what happens is Cross has to come out because there's two players on this side. And when he comes out, the space in behind is where people tend to take advantage of the Chiefs. So for me, they need to try as hard as possible to stay in a 4. Stay in the 4. Or at the very least, make sure that if somebody goes, everybody communicates at the back as to who goes where. The reason why I say this is going to be an interesting game, if played the way the teams were playing it, is also that when you look at Pirates' defense, their one glaring weakness is similar. It's a transition where you take advantage of the left and the right back. Otto likes to go, the other guys, whether it's Libito, whether it's Marco, whether it's Shandu, whether it's Van Rooyen, they tend to follow Nkota. Because Nkota, up to the last game, Nkota has been playing more as an inside forward than a wing. So somebody needs to overlap. But last game, it was a little bit different. Incredible growth by Nkota. So the weakness comes there where it's Sbisi and Sesan. If you look at the yellow cards that Makula has gotten, it has been when he has been covering these two, usually on the sides. If you look at the goal that Stellenbosch scored, one of the goals that Stellenbosch scored versus Pirates through Titus, it came from a counter-attack that was focused on the sides, which is what Stellenbosch does very well, but it was focused on catching these two out. What makes that interesting is that where normally you'd have a Duba, you're gonna have to rely on a Potsani or a Modi to be the players that get in behind into that space. What I like, I guess, for Chiefs and having Ranga on the pitch is not necessarily that he can score. It's more that if he can just be disciplined for the game, he can be a physical presence for those two center backs, whoever it is. If he can just be a good losing presence that creates enough chaos for the ball to drop. We've already spoken about Makaula going out wide to go help. Utalente seems to hide and he doesn't come back a lot. So if you can catch them on the counter, you can win the game maybe there. Rana keeps the center backs busy. Du can make a run out to the side. Cirino has the choice to shoot, to pass, to do whatever. Probably Cirino's going to play. When it comes to Pirates, the biggest threat for Kaizer Chiefs is that space that is just in front of the defense. The reason why I'm singling out that space, and it depends on who starts, Mahopa or Mabasa. If it's Mabasa, you're probably going to see Talente, Mfukeng, and maybe Tito coming into the game with long-range shots because Umabasa pins defenses. Umahopa would come back in and try to go wide and do all of those different things. But I think the biggest thing I would say is if you go into the game negative, you're going to lose that game because I don't believe Chiefs can park a bus to save their lives. Honestly speaking, I don't think Chiefs... Miguel is too excited as a player. Maybe the Tlokwe can balance him out, but Miguel gets too excited and he wants to follow the ball all over the place. It's a game of discipline versus the Pirates. And it's a game of... patience and concentration. Because, like I said, if Pirates becomes dangerous towards the end of games, where you make one little mistake and something happens. But if you can play positive at times and not be naive in your positivity, when I say pound for pound, I'm not saying pound for pound, you run out and everybody goes forward. I'm saying pound for pound, but controlled. Think about the goal that Dupree scored versus Pirates in that other game. It was a set defense, hit on the counter, two-man counter, they went and scored because they were facing, it was 2v1 or 3v2 on the counter. And I think it was Mtanzan who played the ball through, I can't remember. And Dupree found himself in space. Not 7 people forward. But again, I do think Pirates is the favorite for this game. And I do think if Pirates is able to score early, Chiefs might just implode. They might just explode. Because like Benny said, there is a discipline component to Chiefs in terms of there doesn't seem to be an adult on the bench when things are going wrong. Goalkeeper coach is jumping up and down. Assistant coach is jumping. Nabi is jumping. Reason why I was in the stands. That feeds onto the pitch. Then the players start overreacting at everything and we start losing the concentration. The last thing I want to say before I go, don't neglect the threat that Chiefs can have. In the league, I believe Mdu has scored more goals than Mfukeng, if I'm not mistaken. Mart has won more duels, has played more balls, has had a better percentage rate from the middle, funny enough, than Baten Makaula, if I'm remembering my stats correctly. Chiefs is the third highest scoring team in the league. The problem is the defense leaking. We've scored 17, we've conceded 16, but they've scored 17, which means that outside of Pirates' 8-1 win versus Marumo Gallants, we're pretty much scoring at the same rate. So Chiefs is as dangerous as any other team. And the last thing you want to do is to go into a derby and give them chances, as Pirates gives a lot of teams, and find that these guys wake up. These guys wake up. So that's what I want to speak about. You know, Utu Priest became a prime finisher in that last derby, you know. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to close it there. I'm going to put my full thoughts out. My preview of the game is going to come out tomorrow. I've got a video that I'm doing it's going to come out tomorrow. And then I'm not going to be live for the derby because I will be at FNB Stadium. So yeah, we might even get some time to meet and greet each other there. But I will be at FNB Stadium. For those who say that I don't go to matches, I'll probably jump in halftime and I'll find a khonji where we can have a discussion. But yeah, I will be at the game. I'm not going to be live. So yeah, guys, it's been great. Thank you to everybody that jumped in. Thank you to those that gifted. Thank you to those watching on YouTube. Thank you to the commenters, to the panelists. Thank you guys all for the support that you've shown me. That means I'll probably only be back on Sunday. Guys, thank you so much. I'll see you then on Sunday. Bye, everyone. Watch the content. I've got a podcast episode that I dropped yesterday. Go watch it on YouTube and share and like and do all of those really nice things. I'll see you guys then. Bye, everyone.